rise to the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Supervisor Hay.
Here.
Councilman Alvarez.
Present.
Councilman Cypress.
Here.
Councilman Larka is absent. Councilman O'Connor.
Here.
Okay. Make a motion to come out of the executive session. No action was taken.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Notice the exits in the front and the rear, electronic device, please put it on vibrate. Public hearing, make a motion to go into public hearing for the MS4 annual report and waive the reading of the notice.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to open the public hearing on the MS4.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone here this evening to speak to the MS4 annual report? Seeing no hands, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, gentlemen, at the end of this meeting this evening, I have to bring this up as an additional item, which we have to waive the rules for. This report has to be in by June 1st, and this is our last meeting before that, so we'll have to vote on it this evening. And it's pretty much the same every year, not much comment, and it's pro forma, and moves along pretty well. Okay, so I make a motion, now there's nothing for the work session, so I make a motion to go into the regular portion of the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Waive the reading of the correspondence.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of voucher list. $1,036,852.30. So moved for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Waive the reading of the budget transfers. 4, setting the meeting dates and public hearings. All meetings will be held at 1360 Route 22, Brewster, New York, at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. Thursday, June 2nd, 2022. Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Next is a resolution to award the water and wastewater contract. Now therefore be resolved that the bond amount, time out. I got the wrong one. Okay. Now therefore be resolved that the Town Board of Town Southeast accept the proposal of JCO Environmental Service / H2O Innovation to provide O&M services for the water supply and wastewater treatment facilities servicing the special districts, excluding Peach Lake Sewer District, and authorizes supervisor to execute a contract with JCO Environmental Services H2O Innovation for such service for an initial term of 5 years commencing June 1st, 2022. And be further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. So move for discussion.
Second.
Okay, just so the public is aware, this was put out to bid. There were 4 bidders on it. There was a substantial number between the 2 high and the 2 low. And the winning bidder, JCO, is a current contractor for the services, and that the fees this year will be less than it was last year. So with that, and they are the lowest bidder. Okay, and do we vote on that yet?
You didn't vote.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 7 is a motion for Section 284 Highway New York funds, agreement with the expenditure of highway funds.
Tony, you didn't do the report performance bond yet. Number 6.
Why am I jumping? Can't wait to get out of here now. My hip is killing me. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, number 7. Nope, 6. Motion. Jesus. Resolution, performance bond. Erosion and sediment control, landscape concepts, 5058, Sodom Road, tax map 57.17-1-5. Now therefore be resolved that the bond amount shall be established for the project set forth below. Project name, landscape concepts, site improvements, $47,400. Erosion and sediment control, $4,800. And be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution shall be transmitted by the town clerk to the planning board secretary and building inspector forthwith. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next is the motion to approve the Section 284 New York State Highway Law Agreement for expenditure of highway funds, which the highway superintendent puts forward normally. Mike, do you want to come up and say a quick few items about this? And you can tell them the good news you gave me today about your expertise. Wait till you hear this one.
You won a couple auctions again?
Yeah,
Well,
we
you did better
We
than me.
did really well on the auction.
Excellent.
The problem, the 284 this year, the price of blacktop is just, first of all, I didn't get any, I put the spring bids out and I didn't get anybody to respond. So right now, we're just gonna, our current contract ends at the end of this month, and then we're gonna piggyback off of the Putnam County, their Putnam County bid. I spoke to them at Peckham, and, you know, I mean, they can't, from one day to the next, they can't guarantee what the price of blacktop's gonna be. So we're gonna do the best we can. I'm forced to actually cleared it with CHIPS of New York State, and we're gonna actually have to do sections of road. We're just not gonna be able to do the whole road, because it's just, you know, I have a few roads that just, there's sections of it that are so bad that we have to address those. So we're gonna address the real bad sections of the roads, and, you know, we're gonna do the best we can with what we have. I know that the CHIPS money is gonna stay pretty stable for the next 5 years. And then they also gave us an additional $36,000 for pave our potholes. It's a new POP program. It's more funding from the state, similar to CHIPS. So that's, you know, that's a good thing. So we're gonna get a little bit more money there. But with the prices of everything right now, we're, you know, not expecting to get a lot of stuff done. We'll do the best we can. And on the other note, with the auction, we did really well on a used piece of equipment that we had. We had it for 12 years, and we sold it for $12,000 less than we paid for it. So we, you know, we did really well in that respect. So, you know, things are going really well at the highway department right now. You know, it's just getting the material and the cost of the material is just something that's out of our control. And I had a luncheon with the, you know, other highway superintendents from Putnam and Westchester County, where, you know, everybody's in the same position right now. There is something going on right now. It's passed the Senate in New York State. They're trying to make it that American Salt is the only contractor salt supplier for the state of New York. You know, I'm new to this game, but from what I'm talking to Mike Simone and other highway superintendents, American Salt will not be able to supply us with the salt. So they're, you know, if this goes through, it's going to the assembly now. It passed the Senate. It has to get through the assembly. And if that happens, there is no more competitive bidding. It's just going to be American Salt, and whatever they want to charge is what they're going to charge. And the biggest issue is going to be the supply. There's a, you know, years past when in '96 there was issues with supplies with American Salt. So it's something that the Putnam, Westchester Highway Superintendents have been working on. We've approached the state. We've sent a position letter to them, and you know, hopefully it won't make it through the assembly, and you know, we can still go to have competitive bidding. So
Mike,
When you say American Salt, you're talking about, is that the name of the company?
I believe
or-
that's the name of the
or
company.
I
I believe that's the name of the company. You know, I haven't gotten all the information from them yet, so I'm not sure whether it's American produced salt or whether, because there is a company called American Salt, so I'm not really sure. But
Is that company located in New York State?
yes, yeah. See, Morton Salt is based out of, I think they were based out of Wisconsin. But, you know, I mean, they import salt, so, but they were the low bidder this year, and our contract ends in August with them, and then the new contract will, so they're trying to push this through right now so they can get this done, so they can, you know, they can put it out to bid in August, and then really it's not out to bid, it's just gonna be, you know, once they approve this, the state is gonna say this is the company that you have to use. So it's really, you know, because I know Putnam County had a different vendor than Westchester County, and, you know, there's counties in Buffalo, up near Buffalo, that actually got salt from Canada and then paid way less money than we were paying. So that'll all stop. So it's gonna have a pretty big impact on, you know, on salt prices and salt being able to get it.
That's amazing.
So, I mean, I have no idea why the Senate let this go through.
We'll talk to them about prevailing wage as well, because they make the cost of all these projects go much, much higher.
Yeah, as of, I believe it's after this year, prevailing wage now is going to be like before it was, well, paving contractor, the only time they had to pay the truck driver prevailing wage was when he was actually attached to the paver. Now they're gonna have to pay him from start to finish. So that's really, anybody that hires out to do their blacktop, it's really gonna impact, the amount of work that they're gonna be able to get done because they're gonna be paying more in labor. There's a lot of stuff that's going on that's really not favorable to the highway departments. But, well, we'll just keep trying to do as much in-house as we can. We don't get it done as fast, but we can still get it done cheaper. So,
Well,
that's it.
again, Mike, thank you for all that
Thank
you
you.
do.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Excuse me. Will, I just looked up the bill. It's just means the salt has to come from the United States, so.
Okay, so Morton Salt's still good then. And I think
Well,
that,
if they import,
Morton
it, no, the
imports their
salt
salt.
itself has to come from the United States.
okay, well, Morton Salt, when I was down in Texas, that seemed to be one of the main distributed places, so I was impressed.
But Morton imports it.
They
They
did?
import a lot of their salt.
Yeah? So if they mine it here in the
Himalayan
United
pink
States,
salt?
they can sell that, but they can't import any of it.
Correct.
Okay, well, whatever.
I mean, they can't sell it to purchasers in New York State,
Is
municipal
salt,
purchasers.
is salt for another country a different color? I was gonna mix it. Okay, on the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, supervisor's report. Things are going well. The businesses around here are still not back to normal. There's a lot of restaurants. The problem they're having, most of them, which doesn't affect us wholly, is obtaining people to do their, dishes and waiters. It's really, really poor. But here, the courts are humming, building construction's moving along. So the numbers that we projected, bless you,
Thank you.
the numbers we projected for this year are right in line, actually a little bit ahead in some areas. Still early in the season. I don't think what we're seeing on the horizon for the economy is going to be good for us. So we'll take the good while we can get it and look for maybe some kind of a downturn. If it's not by the end of this year, maybe early next year. So we still have to keep our belts tight and move along. Okay, now I'd like to make a motion to waive the rules to accept the MS4 approval tonight to move it forward to the state.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And on the motion itself to actually move it forward?
Second.
Move it. Seconded by,
Edwin.
all in favor?
Aye.
Public comment?
Evening all, Scott Seaman, Brewster Board of Ed. Well, appreciate your timely meetings, these are always the best, you're in, you're out in 5 minutes. Just an update, we had the vote on Tuesday. We would like to thank the community for passing all 3 propositions. The budget passed, the vote on the buses passed, and the vote on establishing a construction reserve all passed. So that'll enable us to keep things level, plan for the future, because we do have the upcoming facilities planning task force, which will be coming out with findings either towards the end of this year to a proposed bond sometime in the middle. I would assume that we'll put it out in November of next year, October of that time. And once again, we thank the community for the vote, and we thank the town for all their support they've given us. And if there's anything we can do, please let us know.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Anyone else? Town board?
You forget something?
Oh, Jesus. I'm embarrassed now, because this week I received in the mail something from the Association of Towns, and it refers to Mr. John O'Connor, and I apologize. I didn't write it down. John,
It's all right.
you have to forgive me.
I thought you would just change the order of things.
No, I changed it today, and I lost my note. Sorry about that.
No problem.
So at any rate, from the Association of Towns, it's a certified town official. This certifies that John P. O'Connor, town board member, Town of Southeast, is a certified town official. Now, I have to admit, I'd never heard of a certified town official. I thought we were all certified once we took our oath. But you're special because you have amassed a total of 30 credits in 10 different town government subject areas. By completing these courses, you have demonstrated steadfast dedication and commitment to your town and public service. And for that, we congratulate you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Now, it has even more meaning because it came at the end of the meeting. You're going to remember it, because if I did it early on, you would have forgotten it. Didn't it work out better, John?
Oh, yeah. No, I have to say, I attended the New York State Association of Towns training. When I first got elected, I went with Mike, up to the newly elected official training.
Which I had to do virtually.
Yeah, you had to do virtually, so I got to go in before the COVID one, and so it's been very interesting training, and the fact that they make you do it in 10 different categories. So as a town board member, you're learning about the supervisor role, which is very
Not
significant.
yet. Not yet.
Well, no, I'm just saying, it's the budget officer and things like that. It's very important stuff. The town clerk's role, the town attorney's role, the town justice role, the town highway superintendent's role, the planning and zoning board, which I know you were a member of, but I never was, so I learned more of the roles on that.
Edwin was as well.
Yeah, and everyone was. And then also code enforcement, which I had been, okay, so I kind of really didn't need to go to those ones. But
We do miss you there.
yeah, I know you do. I know. I miss it too, to a degree. So, but it's a very comprehensive program, and I think it just helps you with the more rounded knowledge of how the town works and everything. It gives you a better ability to serve the people. So that's why I tried to pursue it, and I got a little pin out of it too. So,
Wow, good for you.
but thank you all. So.
Okay. And again, I do apologize, but I think it came out even better than if I had done it where I was supposed to have done it.
And I just wanted to say another thing. One thing, and I know Tony, you would help me out with this. So, recently I solicited legislation from the state assembly and the state senators for our area. Back following Superstorm Sandy, it was noted that there was a lot of gas stations in the area that had fuel in the ground, but without utility power being provided, they couldn't get it out of the ground and into vehicles because they didn't have backup generators or standby generators. And there was a program in conjunction with NYSERDA at the state level that the state legislation put in through Ag and Markets Law, an incentive program to get gas stations to get standby generators, because especially in the last couple of years, if you notice, a lot of people have their own backup generators in case utility power goes down, and also need to fill their vehicles, okay? So what I did was when this program had come out, for whatever reason, in its infinite wisdom, New York State did not include Putnam County in the counties that were given this incentive program in the lower Hudson Valley. We were an orphan. So I asked the assemblyman and state senators. So currently, the one that took up the reins on this was Assemblywoman Galiff from the 95th Assembly District, which currently covers Phillipstown and used to cover Kent. She entered the legislation in to include Putnam into it. I don't know if it's going to actually get out of committee this year, but we'll hopefully see it in next year's legislative session. But I asked all 6 towns and the 3 villages to send in letters of support for the Assemblywoman. And also Peter Harcum, our state senator, entered legislation on the Senate side to mirror inclusion of Putnam County in that previous law. So hopefully, at the end of the day, we'll see gas stations get an incentive program where we could have backup generators for them and continue operations when the utility power is in a grid down scenario. So just wanted to give everybody a heads up, and thank you, Supervisor Hay, for sending in that letter on behalf of the town board. So.
You're welcome. I think we're an important cog in this area because of the transportation, the
Absolutely.
hub of, what they call hub of the Harbor Valley, and there's 84, 684, and if anyone needs it, we need it, and it'd be a good thing to have.
Most certainly.
Great, appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to close the meeting?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all for coming.